Hi Taurus, I hope that you're all doing well. We're here with the timeless reading. Welcome. The first card that we have out is Queen of Wands. I was seeing the Empress wanting to come out. Queen of Wands and Five of Cups. Let's break down the Queen of Wands and what's important to Queen of Wands. So, archetypally speaking, Queen of Wands can be about personal growth, your self-expression, your self-confidence, your self-evaluation, your self-esteem, your ability to express yourself in general, no matter which avenue you take to do that. And Queen of Wands is also the part of you where you live with passion. There's a sense of excitement, love, motivation, inspiration, creativity. Especially Wands are very much connected with creativity. Sort of like what you're experiencing within the world around you, the way that you feel inspired by that, how you take that in, sometimes how we internalize that, how we then express it. Now, we have Queen of Wands. Next to Queen of Wands, we have Five of Cups. What does Five of Cups talk about? Five of Cups speaks about sadness. It can speak about disappointment. It can speak about loss. See, and especially from an emotional standpoint, like I got my hopes up and then I felt let down. That didn't live up to the expectation that I had, especially because Queen of Wands, there's a lot of passion and excitement within that, of like having high hopes or having high expectations, or like I really see a vision here. And then having Five of Cups can feel like something didn't really meet that standard that I had. Something didn't meet that expectation that I had. And this can mean too, I'm putting my energy into something, or I'm showing up and I'm giving here, and I feel like what's happening in the environment is not matching the energy that I'm coming with, and or how I thought it was going to be, and there can really feel like a loss in that moment. Especially too because Queen of Wands is not going to put themselves into a situation unless they deem it like worthy of their energy. So it's the part of you that you say, I'm not going to participate in this unless it's worth my energy to be there, because I know I give my all. And then having something happen where you can feel like displeased with what had occurred. There could also be a feeling of feeling hurt as well with the Five of Cups. Okay, so what comes out after that, we see Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune speaks about changes. It can be opportunities opening up. There can be shifts. It can sort of be like a change in wind, a change in luck. And so this was happening before. Wheel of Fortune then shows up, and something that was like impossible before ends up being possible. It feels like a change in the wind here. And then what I'm seeing is Eight of Wands, which shows that you can go from something like wasn't really working out, or something wasn't really living up to the expectation that you had. Wheel of Fortune shows up, and now it's like, wow, I'm actually making progress really fast, or things are getting moving now in a way that they weren't before. Like before, you could have felt like something was just characterized by always like missing the mark. Now can be a moment with the Wheel of Fortune where it's actually going where you want it to go, and it's going there very quickly. And I'm seeing Ten of Cups on the bottom of the deck, so I do feel like this is a moment where you are doing something, you could have been feeling like it was not really how you wanted it to be, and now having the Wheel of Fortune here with Jupiter, I feel like you're going exactly where you want to go. And I'm thinking that you're going to be going there quickly too with Eight of Wands, because having Wheel of Fortune can mean like, oh, okay, now things are going to change and things are going to be more aligned with how you expected them to go because there's more possibility now. But having the addition now of the Eight of Wands means that you're not only going in the direction you want to be going in now, or things are materializing the way that you wanted them to materialize, but it's happening quickly. Because Eight of Wands is like nothing's standing in the way now. It feels like Jupiter has been liberated or freed, where before it was caged in. I imagine this be something that's going on astrologically. I'm also hearing psychologically, though. All connected anyway. So Wheel of Fortune, it feels like, is now free to, and what Wheel of Fortune does, what Jupiter does, is that if you're like stuck in a rut, if something hasn't been working, if something, you had like this vision for it and it's not quite living up to that expectation, Jupiter will come through and be like, we can make this possible, it can really happen, and it sort of makes things easier, it makes things possible, it allows things to expand and grow that maybe weren't really going anywhere. It's like Miracle Grow that gets thrown onto things, and then I'm seeing stuff really quickly progress. Yeah. You'd be very happy with this. 10 of Cups on the bottom of the deck. You'll be happy with the direction that things go in. And it will feel like the opposite from what you were feeling before. I'm seeing a new chapter that you're exploring. We have an Ace of Cups here. First zodiac out, Taurus. So we have Jupiter and we have Taurus here. Ace of Cups and the Hierophant. This is feeling like something very cosmic appearing, becoming available. Ace of Cups and the Hierophant can mean attraction towards this. Ace of Cups and the Hierophant can mean a contract that you can possibly be involved in, or it can be a more organized thing that you're becoming involved with. There can be an obligation, there can be a contract, a signing on, there can be a commitment. What this can mean too is that you can feel almost like Spirit has brought this to you, this opportunity. Like your guide saying, here, this is something that you're being encouraged to go for, like, please do it. And maybe things weren't going like that before, kind of gives the feeling of that. What Hierophant means too is that this can be an opportunity where you're going to be connecting with some type of community, some type of establishment, some type of... Hierophant can be people that sort of have similar belief systems or believe in a similar thing, or a community where there's a certain like culture even that can be part of this. Let's clarify the Hierophant. What this can mean too, because I'm seeing Death card on the bottom of the deck, there can be a new community that you're joining. There can be a new way of thinking, a new belief system that you're going to be adopting. There can be something more organized that you're getting into. How is the Hierophant going to take shape? I feel like this is something that's there's going to be a lot of change because of it. It looks like the Hierophant is going to be an opportunity for you to look something over that had happened, something that had been happening, something that you'd been doing, something that you'd been experiencing, and breaking it down to understand it, and maybe even reviewing something important here having to do with your feelings about it. Tower, Judgment, Five of Cups, clarifying the Hierophant. Tower can be you taking action abruptly. It can be a situation unfolding abruptly. It can be somebody else doing something surprising. It's like action being taken and something happening then. Action, event. Sort of like cameras rolling now, action, that moment. So that feels like the thing that was done, the action that was done, the choice that was made. Judgment is a time where there can be a review of this, a breaking down of this, especially parts that one looks at and they're like, why did I do that? To have Five of Cups here, this can be looking at something and be like, well, I thought when I did that, that was going to happen, and then something else happened. So it feels like this really gives one time to review. I think too that this can be a new chapter that comes about sort of unexpectedly, surprisingly. And it feels like is running around, and it feels like it gives you time to break down the best way for you to be moving through things, where you're really thinking about what you're doing and really making choices as if your behavior and your choices matter and have an impact. And also too, what disappoints you or what upsets you can inform you of what will make you happy and what will feel right for you too. Some of you, there can also be a contract that's ending as well, or going through a big shift or a transformation. Something is changing, definitely. And it can be like what you belonged to before, what you felt committed to, what was on your plate even. Okay, I will say this too. Having Ace of Cups and having Five of Cups, Ace of Cups can feel like, wow, there's this door that's opening in front of me, and I'm imagining right now that this is going to be behind it, and then you end up opening the door, and what you thought was going to be behind it is not exactly what was behind it. And Four of Pentacles can be still in a place where you're like holding on to what that expectation was, while also trying to sort of hold on to what actually has occurred now. And you can need to sort of reconcile these things, because it feels like as soon as you loosen your grip, things do actually start moving. But yeah, you could have had high hopes for something and then immediately felt kind of disappointed by it. It feels like I was up here and now I came down here, and that's happening. Four of Pentacles can show like, still though, I don't want to let go of it. And then Eight of Wands feels like the direction that you're going to go in once you loosen your grip a little bit here. Having Queen of Wands and having the Hierophant, you may need to stick to your guns. You can have to stick to your morals. You can have to take some sort of a high road here with this. Having Wheel of Fortune does show there being change, and it does feel like you have opportunity now. Two of Swords can be needing to see that, what you want to do, where you want to go. Especially too if you're feeling split on something. But I think that it can be a time where you can adjust, or you can fight against what's going on and deny reality, and those are sort of the options that you have. You can be in a place of acceptance, or you can be in a place of denial. But if you're in a place of denial, you're not going to see the way forward, and it's not going to feel clear to you. So coming into a place of acceptance is really the only way to move forward. Because I am seeing something can really take off and something can really change here, but managing oneself, one's expectations, and rigidity can be very helpful. I want to clarify and see what this Five of Cups was about. Maybe you had some type of unrealistic expectation of something. And it can be that moment where you were like shown that like this ideal that you had, that's not really what's taking place, and it can feel a bit disheartening in that moment. What is the Five of Cups? This can have to do with an offer, a proposal, an opportunity, something that one is giving to another person. Can be a message. Expectation connected with potential. Disappointment. Feels like doubling down in a moment, but then a part of you that wants to move. I feel like something is being worked out between that part of you that like has somewhere to go and the part of you that doesn't want to go anywhere. And those two energies, there's something that's being worked out. Because Wheel of Fortune feels like it's coming through and saying, hey, this is where you can go, this can happen, this is an option, and it's almost like not able to see that with the Two of Swords, or like not making a decision, but can be, because something about your vision here needs to be reconciled. Queen of Wands and the Hierophant can also be like, this is a familiar way of doing things, this is an old way of doing things, or I'm comfortable with this and I don't want to change. And Wheel of Fortune is saying, you have the opportunity to grow here. Don't you want to see that? Don't you want to see what can happen? And the part of you that's like, I want to stay right here and I want to grow from right here while I'm not moving and not taking any steps, is like not really able to see the Wheel of Fortune saying, this is a great thing for you. This is a great opportunity for you. There's so much growth and expansion within this. Like, life can get so much bigger than this and so much better. And there can be a further exploration, and there's so much to learn and so much insight to gain. And I feel like the Hierophant in this case is sort of this way that you do things, that you've always done things, that's now being challenged by Jupiter, saying, maybe some of this isn't serving you anymore. Maybe you've grown out of some of this now, and you have the opportunity to grow here and to get outside of your comfort zone. And there can just be this part of you that's like having a hard time seeing that a bit here. But I'm really seeing that this can go somewhere. There's something really profound that can come of this. And things can really, it's like a balloon getting blown up. Something starts off small and it just feels like there's really some type of endless possibility now. But the part of you that may feel like you have walls up can be having a hard time seeing that this is a good thing. This is growth. This is opportunity. This is evolving. And that part of you that's like, I like when things are comfortable and I like to just do it in this specific way, or being like really rigid. Like it has to go like this, and this, can be having a hard time because Jupiter is like, you need to be flexible here. In order to expand, you have to be flexible rather, and also know that that's also, it's up to you. It's your responsibility to grow if you choose to. You have the opportunity here. But yeah, the part of you that's like, things should be done like this. No, I get a very crossing your arms type of energy here with the Hierophant in this moment. and it feels like you're not even giving things a chance to be good, giving things a chance to even be better. Because this feels like counting your losses before you've even explored the full potential of something. And I think that you're going to be really pleased. I feel like you're not seeing the magic that is Jupiter yet, which is something that can really put you into a situation that ends up being super fantastic. But it's like doubting the power of Jupiter, which almost feels like the universe made a mistake here. And instead they're like, nope, this is the train that you're supposed to be getting on. Come on, let's see it happen. Get on there, pack your stuff. And there can be a part of you that's like feeling resistant to that. But it comes from a place of you being shut down, of you being closed off. And it definitely is a defense. Seeing with 5 of Swords on the bottom of the deck, this is like movement, direction, come on, let's get going. And you being like just standing in the same spot. I think there's going to be like a breaking out of your shell here a bit that's going to be happening too. And you can also be reflecting on the part of you that feels a little bit guarded, you know? The part of you that feels a little bit like towards other things, you know? Keep the walls around you. Even if it's just like a mental way that you do things. Feels like this is going to help you expand. And what this means too is that this is an opportunity for the part of you that you express yourself and you show up. And Queen of Wands is also the part of you that you're going to be, you can decide to be motivated by what you want to do and what you feel inspired to do and how you would prefer to express yourself and how you prefer to be seen and how you prefer to be showing up. And this can be a really great opportunity for you to do exactly that. However, it requires vulnerability within that. And if there's a refusal, 5 of Swords on the bottom of the deck, then you essentially cut yourself off from seeing the potential of this opportunity. Anything else? I think your like world view or just your routines and way of doing things and feeling comfortable are being challenged right now, and needing to see that's why I'm feeling uncomfortable. That's why I'm, you know, that's what's actually being reconciled here. Also too, like something may have happened and you're like, well, I didn't want things to go that way, or I didn't prefer that things went that way, but this isn't something that I want to give up on. 4 of Pentacles, I still want to hold on to this. But make sure that you're aware of what you're holding on to. Are you holding on to like this opportunity in the first place and the potential of it, or are you holding on to something that's dragging down the entire process, that's not allowing you to sort of float where this is taking you and is holding you back from moving where this is going? All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everyone for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.